Smithing is a skill used to smith gear for warriors, pickaxes for mining, and axes for wood cutting. However, it is also an important skill to have for endgame mages. You see, at this time, mages do not have their own class-specific shields nor gloves. So in order for mages to compensate for these, you will need to raise their melee and smithing levels to smith and equip shields and gloves. Now, while you are certainly able to buy certain equipment from other players like the level 70 Varexite warrior gear pieces or even the level 95 ancient shield and ancient tools, unfortunately most higher leveled gear cannot be traded nor dropped as a rare loot from a boss. They can only be obtained via, you guessed it, smithing. However, technically speaking, you would not need smithing as a mage to beat every content in the game, and a full turmoil set is definitely more than plenty. But if you were a completionist or want to aim for the absolute best stats as either a warrior or a mage, then this video is very important to you because I will break down the whole process of smithing and give you the best and fastest path to getting this done. All this really takes is a little bit of gold and a few hours and your smithing will be effectively maxed out. Now what this means is to have level 85 in smithing, as this unlocks all the current smithing products available to the player, including the entire ancient set. You could go beyond level 85, but it is completely unnecessary and it does not value add to your account at this current time. More on this towards the end of this video. We will start off talking about levels 1 to 40 in one go, and from then on things will be approached completely differently. Also, please note that all of these smithing tasks will need to be performed during an active world boost for an additional 50% EXP. Please remember this. It's gonna cost you a shit ton of gold if you fail to do so. Now, assuming you were at level 1 in smithing, go ahead to the north of spawn and mine 68 of each tin and copper ores. Then proceed slightly eastward to mine 692 iron ores. After this is done, continue to the forest bank east of spawn and mine 544 coal at exactly this spot, as it is extremely convenient and time savvy. Finally, go to the south of spawn into the wastelands and mine 288 cream steel ores. And that is all the mining you will ever need and ever do to max out your smithing level for a lifetime. Oh, and before I forget, chop down 30 birch logs and 48 willow logs. These will be important later on. Now, the reason we are collecting these specific numbers of ores and logs is as follows. Using the tin and copper ores, smelt them in the furnace at spawn to craft 68 bronze bars, and with these bars, smith 34 bronze swords, and this will push you to level 10 in smithing. Next, smelt 180 iron ores into 90 iron bars and use these bars along with the 30 birch logs to smith 30 iron spades. This pushes you to level 20 in smithing. Then smelt 512 iron ores with 256 coal into 256 steel bars. Smith 64 steel gauntlets from these bars and your smithing level will now be at level 30. Finally, take the remaining 288 cream steel ores and coal and smelt them into 144 cream steel bars. Take these cream steel bars together with 48 willow logs and smith 48 cream steel spades. Your account is now level 40 in smithing. Congrats! As I've said earlier, things will be vastly different from now on. As we will no longer be mining anymore, we will now need to buy bars from other players directly. The reason I waited till this point to buy bars is simply because the supplies of these bars are much larger than the lower level bars. Right now we need to buy 7 gold bars from someone. This will cost anywhere between 9.1 million and 10.5 million gold in total. Yes, this will be expensive, but trust me, it makes more sense farming the gold the fastest way, video linked above, than to struggle getting all the materials yourself to smelt the bars we will be needing. So in this instance, in order to obtain 7 gold bars, we will either need to farm a lot of mummies first, which is a very difficult task, video linked above, or mine and smelt 2,240 gold ores. We don't give a shit about stuff like that. So buy those 7 gold bars and smith 7 gold boots, and you will be pushed to smithing level 50 in an instant. Now buy 65 mithen bars for 170,000 gold each, or 11 million gold in total, and acquire 13 chestnut logs. Use these materials to smith 13 mithen spades, and the reason for focusing only on spades is because they tend to give the best smithing EXP to bar consumption, and this will push you to smithing level 60. Then buy 148 cobalt bars for 200,000 gold each, or a whopping 30 million gold, and smith 12 cobalt boots and 4 cobalt swords. This will be enough smithing EXP to raise your level from 60 all the way to 70. And from level 70 to 80, we will need 470 Varexite bars for 200,000 gold each, or a massive 94 million total gold. However, I would not recommend stopping at level 80 on V bars because this only unlocks smelting magic ores into magic bars and no way to process the magic bars into magic tools. And in order for you to process magic bars into magic tools, your smithing needs to be at level 82. And to raise your smithing level to 82 through the smelting of magic bars alone, it will require 84.6 thousand magic ores, which is about 8 hours of non-stop smelting. As such, I would highly recommend buying 632 Varexite bars instead of 470 for a grand total of 126.5 million gold. Now, I know these amount of gold seems unthinkable and probably unobtainable to many of you. However, if you refer to my gold farming video earlier on, you would know that obtaining all of this 180 million total gold will only take a new player at most 10 hours of farming. The alternative would have been to raise your mining level to 70 to then mine all of the ores and then smelt all of those ores, which would have taken you probably 50 hours worth of time. This is incredibly dull and, in my opinion, completely meaningless. Now, with the 632 Varexite bars, we will smelt 88 Varexite boots and 1 Varexite sword. This will be sufficient to raise our smithing level to 82. Now, from smithing 82 to 85, we would need 330 magic bars and 33 magic locks. Again, we will not be mining the magic ores because they are slow and inefficient. Neither will we be buying these bars because frankly the magic ores and magic bars are incredibly marked up. Instead, I highly recommend you to farm netherrack for an easy supply of magic ores and the locks, and I will link a quick guide above to easily beating netherrack for your convenience. So collect 2,970 magic ores and smelt them into the required 330 magic bars, and smith 33 magic pickaxes or a few magic axes if you wish to, and congrats! Now you have level 85 in smithing and you can smith absolutely anything you want in this game. At least for now. Your main questline is complete. Now for level 85 onwards, should you feel like raising your smithing further, there are currently 2 main ways to go about doing this. The first approach is to smith billions of magic axes and magic reels, and the second way is to raise your mining level to 85 first to mine Naturite in the nature dungeon. You can then study the Naturite at the anvil for 5,000 smithing EXP each. Note that achieving a smithing level higher than 85 is not only completely pointless, but also a complete waste of time and a loss of a lot of potential gold. All the magic bars used this way could have been sold to other players for 60,000 a piece, and the time spent raising or mining to 85 and then farming Naturite endlessly could have been used elsewhere much more meaningfully, as Naturite simply does not produce anything aside from smithing EXP. But of course, these are all just my opinions, and if you wanted to reach the level 100 and 120 skill milestones, then by all means do what you need to do. The purpose of this video is to simply educate you on what is the most optimal way to raise your smithing level and the optimal point at which to stop. Feel free to tweak the suggestions around to suit your individual needs. Now with that said, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, it really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Curse of Eros content. Now this has been Derry Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.